What normal thing have you never owned? A winter vest. I don't understand them. If it's cold, why wouldn't I cover my arms as well as my body? When I see people wearing them, I start to shiver out of sympathy for them. I have to disagree. I never understood until I tried one on. Imagine being warm but also well ventilated, and having your arms completely free? In temps from 50 to 30 degrees Fahrenheit, I find a vest to be most comfortable. Any colder, and it's a jacket. Any warmer, and I don't need a jacket, just long sleeve or a light zip-up hoodie. Car. Never owned a car. Urban life kind of doesn't require it. I've lived in the country my whole life. I couldn't imagine not having a car. I'm 15 minutes from town, and 30 minutes from a city, so I need a car. I'm kind of unusual in that I've never been on public transport, like a bus or a train. Coffee maker. Jeans. Best answer so far. Jeans are incredibly ubiquitous, and it's not an answer constrained to a single brand. Hell, a lot of people have more than one pair at a time and keep buying them through their entire life. I've spent over a decade wearing nothing but jeans year-round, simply because they are sturdy, resilient, and I could not afford clothing that did not survive every activity I have to indulge in. After a new pants period of wearing them on special occasions, I would wear them as a daily and around the house until they start getting ruined, at which point I use them for rough work such as factories, logging, and farming. This January I got my first pair of actual sweatpants ever, and I discovered a new world. What do you wear on your legs, if you don't mind me asking? Shorts, long pants, sweatpants. I don't like the feeling of denim touching my skin. A home. Oh goodness. Live free, my child. Cries in renter. My girlfriend doesn't have scissors in her house and it drives me insane. Maybe gift her a pair of scissors and wrap them in wrapping paper. Just make sure you have scissors to open the scissors. What psycho packages them so you need scissors? Damn clamshells. A microwave. I moved into an apartment with a small kitchen and not a lot of shelf space, so I decided I wouldn't get a microwave. I figured it would force me to eat fresher foods and avoid a lot of junk. I wasn't sure if I could pull it off, but it's been 6 years now and I've never missed it. I've not had a microwave for a year now and I'm really not missing it either. The only thing I would use it for defrosting, but time and or water do a better job anyway. A gaming system of any kind. Same here. I've never been into video games, so I've never gotten one. I thought about getting an Xbox a few years ago, but then I looked into the price of games and decided not to. I couldn't justify spending that kind of money and not playing with it. If you ever want one, computer games are not very different from console ones. Sometimes there are games that you spend your money on, and you end up barely playing, but then there's other times where you spend your money and get hundreds if not thousands of hours of playtime. An elf on the shelf. My parents thought it was stupid and still do. My house will never have an elf on the shelf. My kids don't need a fake spy from Santa to behave. A lot of kids love the elf, lol. I find them creepy, but my daughter asked for one. I do not move him around, he's just a regular ornament. I still hate him. A toothbrush. There's just always one nearby when I need one. I've never had a pet. I'm allergic and I work all the time, so I never saw where I should get one. Props to you for that. So many people who shouldn't have pets because they don't have the time get them anyway. Legit. I plant green things instead. A hair dryer, and no, I'm not a bald man, I'm a woman with shoulder-length hair. It's supposedly bad for your hair anyway, through repeated use, but people seem to have differing opinions on that. I always had long, thick hair, length varying between shoulder and waist, probably closer to the waist on average, and hated blow-drying it. As a teenager, I started a routine of washing my hair in the early evening and letting it air dry until the next morning. I do own a hair dryer but haven't used it in like 5 years. An umbrella. It only rains enough to notice that it's raining 3 or 4-ish times a year, and when it does rain it's only for a few minutes max before everything stops and gets dry again, so I've never needed one. I wouldn't say I owned my umbrellas. I bought them, sure, but the amount I lose, I'm pretty sure any umbrella I buy just belongs to the ether, to the wider world. A smart person would stop buying umbrellas, but I darn hate wearing coats. Once upon a time, when people could travel internationally if they had a dream in their heart and money in their pocket, I traveled to Japan. Not wanting to waste my limited bag space, I did not pack an umbrella. Alas, on the fourth day the heavens opened up and water rained down upon Tokyo. Afraid to get wet, I made my way fast to a connivance store and bought the cheapest umbrella they had. It was a beautiful umbrella, clear and shaped like a bubble. A steal at 200 yen. It served me well for a few hours, but when the winds kick up, my umbrella did not stand a chance. You see, for 200 yen you are not going to get a quality umbrella, so at the slightest breeze it inverted and broke instantly. Distressed and slightly wet, I carried it around for the rest of the day, looking for somewhere to dispose of it. How could I have been a fool to trust in such an umbrella? Entering Shibuya Crossing, I say I was not alone in my fool status. A mass grave appeared before me, all made up of the very same crappy umbrella, all broken and abandoned. It was the best burial option. My fair umbrella could be at peace with its family. I will never forget my umbrella. A cat. I've had dogs, a bunny, assorted hamsters, a gerbil, a mouse, a budgie, fish, tadpoles, frogs, a turtle, a crayfish, and an accidental leech that I don't want to think about. But never a cat. Thankfully, my grandparents are crazy cat people, so I have a little access there. Accidental leech El Mayo, what's the story behind that? So when I was a kid, I'd go to the swamp and catch tadpoles, raise them to frogs, then let them go. Well, the best way to keep them happy and healthy was to keep them in water from the swamp. They just eat all the microscopic wildlife, and every week or so I'd get a bucket of new water and swap it out. Well, I figured they'd want some of the floating plant stuff there too, so I brought them some of that. And it came with a leech. I'm mildly phobic, having been bitten before. Anyway, it took months to get rid of that bastard. Fun fact, the crayfish was also accidental wildlife, but he was welcome. Sebastian was like half a cm long when I found him and a solid 2 inches when I let him go. I never owned a cat until 3.5 weeks ago. My parents hated cats, so no cat ever. Wasn't allowed a dog until I 2 weeks to being moved out, and they decided to get a family dog for my little brother. I adopted my kitty at 2 months old, and she literally makes me cry every day cause when I look at her and so overwhelmed with love and happiness. She's the gentlest creature. Next is a puppy so my boyfriend can have a little rascal to go on runs with. A poop knife. I believe the question referred to normal things. Personally, I find it weird I never once owned a key to the house I grew up in. Small town, unlocked doors, etc. A vacuum cleaner. How do you slurp the dusties? A good old broom and dustpan, then a damp cloth for table surfaces. On carpet too? This carpet is overdue for a good moppin'. I suspect you also have never owned a carpet or a pet. I had a friend in high school who always mentioned vacuuming the house as one of his chores, and I couldn't fathom why someone's house would need that much vacuuming. Then I adopted my dog. We adopted a Roomba not long after. Until last year, a laptop. I don't know how I made it through school until then. I got through college by writing all my papers on the Google Docs app on my phone. This is honestly the most impressive shit I've ever read. I can't imagine writing the papers I write now on my phone. Props to you for the mad skills. I did the research on my phone, too. I didn't have a choice. I'm beyond impressed with this. You must have one hell of a work ethic to handle that. My laptop is old and glitches out constantly. But after reading this, I don't know if I'll ever be able to genuinely complain about it again. Well, thanks so much. I didn't realize how abnormal it was until I learned that most people actually use computers in college. I bought a laptop with my first paycheck after graduating. iPhone. Never had an iPhone 2. I'm an Android person. A dishwasher. Who needs a dishwasher when there's a washing machine? The image of plates tumbling around in a washing machine is really jarring my mind. Shaving cream. Just doesn't seem worth the money to me, but I only shave maybe once a month. For a long time I never used shaving cream, and like you, I don't have to shave but once a month at most. Then just out of curiosity I got myself some to see what all the rage was about, and by God it has been a game changer. Only takes a few swipes and the hair literally just falls off my face. Awesomeness. A beer cigarette. 38 years old and I have never had a beer or cigarette. I have never bought a beer or cigarettes. I have a home bar filled with tea, pop, and juice in my man cave. Kind of sad situation, but the smell makes me nauseous. On the plus, my Shirley Temple's Rob Roys are amazing according to my kids. A Facebook account. Want to know what's sad? Facebook already has a profile of you. It simply is waiting for you to join. A gun. Don't worry, I've bought enough to make up for you. A set of salt and pepper shakers. I love my kitchen. I'm an MA father of 2, married for 8 years. I cook every supper we have. But I never saw the need for a set. I have a pepper grinder and pre-ground black pepper. But I see no need for a set of salt and pepper shakers, really. Bar soap. I just don't see the point of it. Bar soap is the best. Cheap, plenty of choice, and will last for weeks. You can buy 3 bars of good quality soap for £1 in the UK. No waste, comes in an easily recycled packaging, no plastic. It will save you some money. You will be just as clean, if not cleaner, and saves the planet. Superior in almost every way to hand soap or shower gel. What normal thing have you never owned? Leave a comment and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this one.